Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Detroit Tigers.
With one swing last night, a Tigers rookie showed brazen confidence. Hao Yu Lee on 3-0 flipped the game for the Tigers irreparably for the Cubs. And that 3-0 count was not something that Kader Montero saw very much last night. He didn't walk any Cubs, struck out 8, and kept Chicago down for a series win for the Tigers once again on the road. A 4-2 road trip brings us back home. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is presented by Bet365, and the California kid who started the road trip is on the mound to start the homestand. Troy Melton is here, and so is Andy Dirks once again. Jason Benetti, there's Andrew. Logan Reaver is downstairs, and this is an enormous homestand for the Tigers. 7 games, 7 winnable games, and a chance to dance at the deadline.
It feels like everything is coming to fruition for just this homestand. The Tigers have been playing really good baseball in June, in July. Now, the momentum that they have, you have to extend. They've been playing at their wits' end here for a long time, trying to get that lead, get back into it. Do they have enough energy? I think with the young guys are showing that little spark plug, that little fire that's burning deep down inside that they're bringing to the table that we saw last night, that's what they need to get over this hump and continue to win ball games.
So in the standings right now, in the wild card for the Tigers at this point, you have to go quite a bit down, but it's 4.5 only between the Tigers and the Red Sox, who did finally, in fact, lose yesterday for the first time in 16 games. They've won 20 of their last 23, but the Tigers with some wins will climb that ledger. And so Kansas City's in, a team that has given the Tigers some fits. Here's how you beat them.
Yeah, for sure. And Kansas City's not clicking on all cylinders right now. They have some injuries, but you got to go to the fundamentals. You see throwing strikes, take the extra base, play good defense, all the fundamentals things that they need to do, or they can do what you love to do, and that's hit homers. One or the other. You got to do it one side or the other. Or they can do a little bit of both and win a lot of baseball games. But if the Tigers can come out and play good baseball, they have a real shot at winning this series. And if they win this series, Baltimore's up next. Things are looking good.
They certainly are. As you close in on that wild card number, whatever the win total is going to have to be in the American League. Salvador Perez, though, is still playing for Kansas City. He just tied George Brett for the Royals' all-time home run lead.
And it's going to be exciting. I played against Salvi. He's been around forever, and you know what a milestone that is for anybody in any organization to be the all-time home run leader. Look at the names on that list. You see Mike Sweeney, George Brett, Alex Gordon. But for Salvi to do it, no matter how it turns out, I hope he doesn't do it on this trip, but if he does, it would be a pretty special moment.
The heart palpitations, though, of Kansas City and the Tigers have been prevalent in this ballpark. It feels like every game here at Comerica is close between the Royals and Tigers, and it feels that way because it is. One More Thing details it when we come back.
Multitasking.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. By McDonald's of Michigan, try the new Sprite Berry Blast today. Your favorite soda now topped with a smooth, cold foam. By Rally House Michigan, it's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House. And by Steel, find your local Steel dealer at SteelUSA.com. Last time Kansas City was here, it was a 10-9 walk-off for gray-haired / powdered Colt Keith. That was all the way back in April. Our One More Thing suggests that we could be in for one more of those things or a bunch more of those things. These are active streaks of consecutive games decided by 2 or fewer in the same place. It's not a Pirates-Cubs game. It's not a Guardians-Giants game at Oracle, which has to go back some years. They don't even know that streak exists. I guarantee you those two teams. But the Royals and Tigers here, they play a lot. 8 straight decided by 2 or fewer.
Yeah, and hopefully this series does not go that direction. If it does, the Tigers are going to have to play fundamentally sound. And anytime that you play tight games, close ball games, every little base runner counts. Troy Melton's going to come out today fired in the strike zone, Jay.
Somebody tell the Guardians and Giants they have a great rivalry going on.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they don't know. Troy Melton, Carter Jensen, right off Jump Street next.
And a blue moon.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. Beautiful blue sunshine overhead. It is a 70-something degree night. Let's see what our weather graphic says. Back here at home, our weather graphic returns illegal levels of nice. It's great. It's exactly right. It's one of those nights you can't even feel the weather. And after the adventure that was Wrigley Field, with the wind helping decide the rules of engagement for 3 games, it's nice to have basically nothing going on here as the Tigers starting pitcher tonight, presented by Wallside Windows. Tough to find a starting pitcher on a better burner in Major League Baseball right now than Troy Melton.
We've been excited to see this guy pitch every outing this year and last year. The stuff's unbelievable. And when you can throw that fastball the way he does, you can dominate lineups by throwing strikes. The cutter has been his favorite pitch in crucial spots. The slider's getting swing and miss. The demeanor is on point right now. Just keep riding the wave, Troy.
And he will try to do that against a Kansas City lineup that is 23rd in home runs, 9th in stolen bases, but thinner than expected. Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., both on the injured list among others. This is career home runs. Salvador Perez, 317. Next closest, Lane Thomas with 85.
That's a big disparity there. You got one guy that's hit a whole bunch and everybody else.
Troy Melton, here we go. Big homestand. First pitch, wheels up, time 6:40. It's ball 1. And the plate umpire is Chris Siegel. Tonight, Carter Jensen, who just recently had his 14th home run of the season. He's been playing better baseball and has been seeing more time behind the plate. The 23-year-old who grew up a Kansas City Royals fan.
Well, that's just gaining confidence, gaining experience, and getting reps. With Salvi being pretty much a permanent DH, he'll catch once in a while. They've handed the reins over to Carter Jensen, and he's continued to improve.
Ball outside, as you heard Chris Siegel say. By the way, if you're into baseball, you're watching us tonight. This is the only game in town starting in the evening on this Thursday along Major League Baseball. There's a cutter, 2-2. That pitch has been demanding on opposing hitters from Troy Melton.
It's really nasty. He's got that four seam that rides up. He can get you to swing under it. The cutter coming in on the hands. See the opponent batting average against that cutter is abysmal. When it starts with a .0, you know you're onto something. Is that the hundredth?
Don't do that to me on 3 and 2. It's upstairs. It's ball 4. And it's a leadoff walk. Kind of just like Troy Melton came out of the chute in Anaheim, but he righted the ship. Starting defense for the Tigers, brought to you by Marygrove Awnings and the 100th place.
Yeah, there it is. Zach McKinstry in left, getting some outfield action. James Outman, Carpenter in right. Keith's got third base, McGonigal, Glaber, Torres. You see Glaber, Ois, Torque, and Dingler.
Lane Thomas, first pitch swing. He'll loft it left side. Kevin McGonigal into the shadows and into the sunlight for out number 1. You know, one of the things that all the injuries do to the Royals is force Lane Thomas to start against right-handed pitching. He wasn't doing that early in the year. He was a specialist against lefty starters.
Yeah, and that's what you run yourself into with the injuries, is you don't get to play the lineup you want to play. You play the lineup you have to play when guys have to have some time on that IL.
First pitch is strike to Vinny Pasquantino. Normally, Matt Quatrero is in charge of the Kansas City Royals. The acting manager tonight is Paul Hoover, because Matt Quatrero is dealing with a personal matter. They expect him back soon. No word on whether or not that will be during the series, as it's a ball and a strike, and Jensen's back to first. So they've moved around some of their coaches. Vance Wilson moves from third base to the bench coach spot, and the third base coach is Jose Alguacil in for Vance Wilson. So some shape shifting for Kansas City to accommodate Matt Quatrero, who we wish all the best to. Matt is a great guy, really sharp guy. They've been beset by injuries from the get-go this year, like the Tigers have.
Yeah.
But Kansas City playing better baseball. They're 5-1 after the All-Star break.
They have a little of that energy going right now. It's going to be hard to sustain for them, though, with some of their star players like Bobby Witt out, Michael Garcia.
That's looped over third. That's a base hit. And Vinny Pasquantino, who had a really rough start to the year, has been on base now 18 straight games.
Yeah, he's starting to figure out the breaking ball again. This is a splitter, little changeup out on the outer half of the plate that he stays on and goes with. But that was his big hole earlier in the year, was the breaking pitches, some of the off-speed stuff. But you see the adjustment. Waits back on it, takes it the other way, doesn't try to pull the baseball, gets him a knock out of it.
Now Salvador Perez shies away from a curveball for a strike. The home run that tied George Brett was off of Landon Roop in that Giants series, number 317 of his illustrious Kansas City career.
You see the swing there from Salvi. Whenever there is a milestone to be met, Jason, as much baseball as you've covered, it gets a little tough. You're starting to think about one thing: lift and separate, hit the ball over the left field fence. Let's be done with it so I can move on with my life.
I mean, Miggy lived that for a while here. But at least if you've tied the record, you would think that maybe you sleep a little bit better.
Yeah, but to tie, we don't tie. There's no tying in baseball.
Tying in baseball. Thanks, Jimmy Dugan.
Either first or last.
Check swing, 2-2. The 17 at Comerica Park means that Salvi has 300 everywhere else. Mike Sweeney 197 after a really strong career over at first base for Kansas City.
And I will say this: Salvi's done it in a ballpark. They just moved the walls in this year, but that is an unforgiving ballpark to a power hitter. Those are deep alleyways. That's a huge field at Kauffman Stadium over in Kansas City. So to hit that many home runs with that being your home ballpark, you're doing something.
I wonder if we ask very nicely if StatCast, even though his career goes all the way back to 2011, if StatCast would give us all 317 home runs to go on with the Comerica Park. These is during the StatCast era at Comerica Park.
Okay.
So they only have 14 of the 17 during this era. I like the StatCast era that we talk about it as though it's a presidency.
I played pre-StatCast era.
Yeah.
So that says something about a person.
They had the Tennessee Valley Authority, but no StatCast back when you played.
It is 11 post-StatCast era.
Right, that's right. It's pitch number 19 from Troy Melton. 2-2 to Salvador Perez. And he gets a small piece and stays alive. Foul ball. Pitch number 9 to him forthcoming.
They know they can get him to chase that pitch, but he's just getting enough of it to hang around and be a pest in the box. It is really amazing how Salvi has had such a good career, and as much as he swings out of the zone, has been as successful as he has.
Because in certain places out of the strike zone, he's not going to give up the ghost. Like there, that's high. He has every right to want to swing at it. That's not really the chase spot for him.
That's not it. It's the curveball, some breaking pitches away from him.
3-2. What a take.
It's a great at bat. This is a guy that will swing at anything, generally speaking.
Except for those last two.
And he tempted him multiple occasions, and he got just enough of it to hang around and draws a walk. Now Troy's going to have to take a quick lap around the mound. He's going to get a visit from his old pal Dylan Dingler. See exactly how they want to attack Massey and see if they can get out of this jam. Massey's got good speed, so a ground ball does not necessarily mean a double play.
So in the first inning in Anaheim on Friday, it was single, fly out, walk, RBI, ground out. Troy Melton with runners on, it's microscopic. A slugging percentage of 127. Some people would say, well, that'll even out. Others would say he's so cool under pressure that he just makes big pitches.
Right. And he's got the stuff. Like, you have to have the stuff and then execute the spots. But here's a guy in Massey. He hits the ball in the air. He's like 62% in the air. He's going to want to try to drive a ball to the outfield somewhere. See if Troy can either get swing and miss or get him hit on the ground.
Check swing. That's a strike to Massey on a cutter.
That's one of those pitches you're talking about. That's a huge pitch to start an at bat to go 0-1.
He went. It's called by Siegel, the plate umpire. 0-2. So Troy Melton ahead of Massey in a big way.
Oh, yeah. Sped him up.
Oh, 2 popped up. Back of home. Dingler has no play. Big bounce all the way to the back row and a catch off the third juggle. Nice play.
It's a thing of beauty.
Ring out of one hand and then reach over and grab it.
Little assist. Huh?
Plus.
That's just super coordination there.
Which drink does he keep? The one that spilled less or more? That is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Massey is down on the changeup from Melton. 2 gone.
Just great pitching. He was going up with the heater, up with the heater. He throws that little split down, and that's one of those pitches that it looks like it's going to be middle. And Massey just fires on it, and nobody's home.
Now Isaac Collins, who has not hit off-speed pitches very well at all, slugging .208 against him. Sees a fastball first that he is behind. 0-1.
You see those spots he's hitting right now, right at the top rail. Then what happens is these guys get sped up a little bit, think they got to catch up to it, and he got Massey on that little off-speed pitch down.
Check swing. He went. Yes, he did. Absolutely. Strike 2. 0-2. He went around as well. Strike three. And they'll throw home to get the out. That's Chansey. Troy's there. Hopscotch inning over.
I don't think Dylan Dingler knew that he called him out. I think he thought the play had to be at home.
I think that's
Regardless, it's a force at home. And Troy Melton just pitched out of an absolute jam.
And did a little ballet for you.
Boy, did he. Dingler's like, the play's at the plate. He's not running. Look at the athleticism from the big guy Melton right here.
That's nuts.
Oh, so graceful, Troy. So graceful.
Some people might give you one pizza for $9.99. Little Caesars gives you more, because more is better. It's Little Caesars More for $9.99 menu. Get two of your faves for only $9.99.
Bases loaded, one out. Who do you call?
You call Dylan Dingler up here to talk to his boy Troy Melton to go ahead and strike out the second out of the inning. Little off-speed pitch down, so now all is well. And here we go. It got really chaotic in a hurry, though, Jason. There was diving, there was throwing, everybody's going, what's going on? And Troy said, man, no big deal, we're out of it. Of course we're out of it. We always get out of it.
He had to get out of it twice. He had to get out of the inning, and then he had to jump the carcass of Carter Jensen to make sure he could continue in the game. Tigers starting lineup presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is ground ball rate. Randy Dobnak, former Tiger AAA pitcher, throws his first pitch. It's ball one. His last two starts, he's thrown 191 pitches for Kansas City.
They're hurting for starting pitching, so they need to gobble up innings.
McGonigal to first, and out number one. Vinny Pasquantino handles it. But Randy Dobnak, 3 games with Kansas City, the former Utica Unicorn. 3 games with Kansas City this year, a 1.93 ERA.
Yeah, he does a good job keeping the ball on the ground. He's trying to eliminate damage. Doesn't want to walk a lot of guys. Doesn't want to let him hit the ball in the air. Against the Tigers, that changeup against the lefty is going to be a huge pitch for him, the slider to the righties.
First pitch here, lofted to right, base hit, Gleyber Torres. We've seen that before.
Yeah, the perfect inside-out swing against a sinker here from Gleyber. Knows how to get on base, this guy. See how he stays inside the ball. That ball's actually in, maybe in off the plate. Just does a nice job with the hands to shoot it to right field.
Colt Keith, 3 pitches in with a runner on and 1 out. And a first pitch outside from Randy Dobnak, who, when he was in the minors, as people may know from watching Twins games when he pitched, Randy Dobnak was an Uber and Lyft driver to make some extra scratch back in the day.
That sounds like the old guys that used to play like in the 40s and 50s and 60s. They're like, yeah, we had to have other jobs.
Yeah, they were silversmiths.
Right.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
That's the pitch for him today. If he gets the changeup working, he's going to fare much better. If that changeup, if he loses it, can't throw it for a strike, can't get swing and miss on it, it's going to be a rough day for him.
It is a high-quality beard from Randy Dobnak.
It depends on what you would call high quality. Volume, he's nailing it.
Come on. I like it. 1-2 is way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I figured you'd be more of a, like the beard well-groomed. Manicured.
How about that one?
That's almost got a little ZZ top to it. I like that.
It does, but I think those are expensive sunglasses. 2-2 is clipped foul on a changeup. We're 1 inning into you coming back to the booth, and we're playing Rate That Beard.
Yeah. Well, you could probably grow a beard in about a week.
You don't want to see the COVID pictures. It looks
Is there
like
a file of those that we can get our hands on?
Look like Hagrid. 2-2. On the ground, first base. Pasquantino spins it to second. Return pass is late. I'll give you the Kansas City defense. The left side of the infield has generally been great, but they're without the 2 guys who typically start there. Collins, Thomas, Lofton in the outfield. Rojas and Velasquez rather than Garcia and Witt Jr. Massey, Pasquantino, and as you mentioned, Andy, Carter Jensen, who's improved steadily behind the plate. I mean, when we were there a month ago, 2 months ago, they were doing the ABS challenge work and sort of some of that, like, get you into rhythm in the big leagues sort of thing. But all reports have him steadily getting better behind the plate.
Yeah, he's always had a pretty good pop time. He's a good athlete back there. But all those little fundamentals, the framing, the blocking, the elements that make an all-around catcher really good, pitch calling, that's where he's really improved his game.
Okay, so if you're a lefty and this pitcher is missing arm side so much, what's in your mind?
Hit it hard to left center field. And if he throws the changeups, it'll stay on it, hook it down the right.
Riley Green into right field. That's a base hit off a sinker. Keith for third. He's in there. That was a leaky fastball.
Yeah, he took a little off that little sinker. But that's the idea. You're thinking big part of the field. And at 90, that's a changeup at times in the big leagues. So you see Riley getting around on it, hits off the end of the bat. But the key is if you're thinking left center, it keeps your bat path right, and you won't just mash it into the ground. But if you try to pull, get real pull happy, you get around the baseball at all against these sinker ballers, he's gonna have a field day over there. Vinny Pasquantino is fielding your ground balls and walking to first base.
He's been involved in both outs so far tonight as Dobnak stuffs a sinker on the inside third to Dingler. Tigers are 48-54 after winning their 4th straight road series. This one against the Cubs as Dingler's willpower couldn't take over. It's 0-2. This is where Dillon has thrived this year, and Dobnak is not an enormous strikeout pitcher. It's rolled to shortstop, and Velasquez the short way and the easy way, just like the final out of the top of the first. No score on the Bet365 scoreboard.
You see these cars?
Troy Melton's high wire act at the end of the top of the first got the final out for the Tigers, and this is the song and dance for Troy from Dylan Dingler, who figured, you know, I got a guy running into the picture. Let's see what Dirt Cam has to say about this play, though. Where's Troy?
There he is. That was
That's
a
awesome.
well-timed little hop, too. Got the bag. Letting the instincts take over. You know, when you do PFPs in spring training, that's not one that they would have done.
No, but that is former catcher Troy Melton showing off some instincts around the home plate as he throws his first pitch of the second inning. And we throw downstairs to Logan Reaver. Hi, Logan.
Jason, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say that is those catcher instincts because, as we know, Troy, he's been so impressive this year, but a little late to the pitching game. Really only started throwing his junior year of high school. He only threw all of 4 innings, and he was throwing 85 at the time, which is fine for high school, but as he put it, in Southern California, that's nothing. But then he got invited to a pitching showcase by his high school coach. He threw about 88 there, but the coach at San Diego State, he liked his slider so much that he proceeded to give him an offer.
And thank goodness he did. Certainly trouble here in the second inning. Rojas with a double as that ball nearly got away, but it's flagged down by McGonigal. But you do see the instincts for Troy Melton a lot of different places around the diamond. And his ability to calm himself down, Logan, has been huge in situations like this.
Yeah, Troy's very big on, you know, the self-help books, kind of like the psychiatrist mindset. That's what I think is so impressive about him. He's so young, but he carries himself like he's, you know, he almost has like a scholar mentality, and he takes pitching so almost academically, because he was a guy, even going back to his high school and college days, that he excelled on both fronts, and I think that's what allows him to really relate and have this calm demeanor on the mound. But going back to the San Diego State part, because it's funny, we talk about how much development that he's already had, that uptick in velocity, up to 6 miles an hour over the course of it, and he just says, I throw harder. It's not like any spin rate or anything that comes to mind. He just, when he rears back, he wants to throw harder along with it, too.
I think you're projecting your life coach thing onto Troy Melton.
I am. Is it working or no?
We'll let the audience decide.
His family's in town. His mom's here.
Logan's mom's?
Yeah, I just
that's
met her
great.
downstairs. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
both my parents are here.
They're
First
really,
time they've
really
ever
nice
been in
people.
Detroit.
That's fantastic.
It is. And
Yeah.
I can tell them the life coaching is not working out for them.
No, it worked. It worked. Here's Velasquez. It's strike one to Andrew Velasquez. Rojas at second. 1 out, second inning. We're scoreless. To first, it's caught by Torque. Some hollow contact, and Torque ran it down.
Yeah, Troy let go of that slider. He wanted it back immediately, but the line drive just wasn't hit hard enough to get by the quick Spencer Torkelson over there at first. Thought about maybe going to second, but nobody was covered. So nobody was around the bag, but that's a big out right there. Line drive trajectory like that, when you get outs on it, makes everybody happy, including Gleyber Torres back there.
I was going to say, that is a great shot. Gleyber hopped almost to try to tell Torque, like, you're going to have to jump for this thing.
That's right. Come on. Helping him will to that baseball. Got to will him to it.
Jensen fouls away a 1-0. It's a ball and a strike on Jensen, who walked to lead off the game. Kansas City is a contact bunch. They have the 4th lowest whiff rate in all of Major League Baseball. But Troy Melton has a pair of strikeouts already. Just missed there, 2-1. Jensen, of that group, has the highest whiff rate for Kansas City in the lineup tonight. So if you're hunting a strikeout, he would be a candidate, but contact there. Torque strays well off the bag and flips it to Melton. So let's see if Troy can cover each bag for the final out of an inning at some point tonight.
Home plate, check. Let's try first base. There's nobody better at this throw than Spencer Torkelson in baseball. Got the guy at first.
A wire cam's on the case. Great look at beautiful Comerica Park.
Stream Tigers baseball all season long, just $19.99 a month on Detroit Sports Net, presented by Bet365. Subject to national exclusivities. Terms and conditions apply. Subscribe by visiting tigers.com/Detroit Sports Net.
I love that we're using our cameras to spy on people's snacks.
It's a good mix right there. Which one would you go for out of those three?
Cracker Jack.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think the peanuts on the right look pretty tempting too.
It's a ground ball second base. That's Michael Massey's position. He handles Kerry Carpenter, and there's one away. That was nicely done, effortless by Massey on behalf of Randy Dobnak.
It's one of those days the lefties have to do something, and it'll be interesting to see after the kind of the bulk of the lefties, the big lefties going through the first time, they're hitting ground balls to the right side. See if they can make that adjustment moving forward.
There's Torque, whose next home run is his 20th. We mentioned off the top of the show that the Tigers are 4.5 back in the wild card standings. They opened tonight 6.5 back in the division. The White Sox are 7 over after a 4-2 road trip out of the All-Star break. It's a big series to watch, as that could have been challenged and would have been worth it for Torque, but he decided not to, and he strikes out on 3. Houston and the White Sox start a weekend series tomorrow. It's one of those moments where I don't know who you want to win. Like, you just got to win your games.
I think you don't want your divisional team to win.
Right?
Like, just as a point of reference, you're always going after the division, step one, and then let the wild card be a byproduct of you trying to excel and play great baseball to win a division.
Well, in the name of that, Minnesota did beat Cleveland earlier today, so the Twins won the last 2 of that series. That was in extras in 12. So Cleveland is actually only 5 clear of the Tigers right now. And as we know, that is a minuscule American League Central margin after what happened last year and the year before. Jose Ramirez is back for Cleveland. Is that 0-2? Is punched into right center. That's a knock. Z-Mac is on. James Outman will bat. And we go back downstairs to Logan.
Yeah, as you guys were talking about, like we were talking to Casey Mize today just about scoreboard watching, right? And that's the game you just mentioned. With Cleveland, he's like, I have no idea who I want to win because there's just so many teams stacked in between in the wild card that even the players get confused by what they need at the moment. It's like, oh, did they win? Okay, that benefit. Oh, does it not at all? So even the guys, they're just worried about the games behind column. That's their main focus at this moment. Everything else lies where it may.
And A.J. Hinch said similar about Tarek Skubal, right? He knows that he's going to get asked a question every day about Tarek. And Tarek has worn it very well.
Yeah, for sure. He's in the spotlight right now. As a player, there's only one thing you can really control: your performance on the field. That's it. All the other stuff is pretty much out the window. What's cool about baseball is the individual part of the game. You just go and handle your business. You can't even control if the guys around you play well. You can literally just go out there and play your baseball game, try to be a supportive, good teammate, help guys around you to a degree, but there's an individual quality to this that if the cloud starts getting around you too much, it starts hurting your individual game, and you want to keep that out of the picture.
Because of the opportunity cost. What you could be spending your time on and what you are spending your time on are totally different values.
Yeah, it's hard. It's going to be hard for any pitcher, even Tarek Skubal, to come out tomorrow and say, hey, here's the lineup I got to face. I got Benny Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, Michael Massey. It doesn't sound like the biggest lineup of all time, but if you're not on your game, those guys can still get you.
That's right. Throw to first. He's picked off. McKinstry's out. Dobnak to Pasquantino. And the inning is over. No challenge. And that'll do. Yeah, that's clean.
Yeah, looks like Z-Mac just got stuck in the mud a little bit.
That's how the second ends. We're scoreless.
Big dream.
Oh, this is awesome. 14 years ago, you made that person's day.
That's great. I hope I can make their day in the future as well.
Are those separate instances, or are they one follows the other?
Oh, it's like, oh, and I still have your autographed bat. So I made his day doing something completely different, and I gave the guy an autographed bat.
Amazing. Your kindness is endless.
To the fan base in Detroit. These people are great. Great fan base.
Troy Melton to Lane Thomas here in the third. First pitch, ball one. Troy Melton's last 5 starts is our Chevy's strongest player. This is 3 earned runs in 29 1/3, 9 walks, a handful of those in Anaheim last time. Didn't end up hurting him or the Tigers in a victory in comeback fashion. By the way, Andy Dirks is going to make your day real soon, modeling a jersey that we've been given for the weekend, the 125th anniversary weekend here at Comerica Park. If you thought Andy Dirks' neck stood out before, his torque is there to fade to make the catch for out number 1. If you thought it was a prominent feature of Andy Dirks in the first place, now behold.
There's something about this that just doesn't quite. It's great material, but it's feeling a little bit, I feel like Crucky over here.
There's a little bit of that. The collar, the collar seems to be really well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, it needs to go down. Did I grab the right one?
No, that's the medium, sir.
Which one did you get?
You want the XL?
You got
Here.
the. Wait
Take
a minute.
the XL.
So you got the.
I got the XL.
Yeah, you got me there. He's like, here, put this on.
I like the jersey though.
It is
it's
a great,
very
jersey.
nice jersey.
I like the color. Kind of got that throwback vibe to it. 125 years. It's beautiful. Old English D, can't beat that. Because the old time jerseys used to have the colors on them.
The catcher is challenging the ball
We got
call.
a challenge. It's an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And it's a strike.
This is
That's a
strike.
solid
Detroit has 2
strike.
challenges remaining.
Dylan Dingler is on it. How breathable is the jersey?
It's nice. I think you could wear this in multiple different weather patterns. Today's tough because it's such a perfect day. You could wear pretty much whatever you want, and it's going to feel nice.
Two and two to Pasquantino for Troy Melton, who's throwing his 47th pitch. And Pasquantino hits it in the air, third base side into the sunlight. Colt Keith says it's his. He is right. And there are 2 down. So bases loaded, 1 out in the first. The Royals don't score. Leadoff double in the second. The Royals don't score. And Troy Melton looking for his first 1-2-3 inning tonight.
Starting to dial in his location earlier in counts.
It's not dire straits in the bullpen, but you could use a day off for a couple of guys. Kenley Jansen's thrown 3 of 4. Finnegan 2 of 3. Summers 2 of 3. Hannafy 3 of 5.
Well, it sounds like ideally Tigers just get a big lead and you can give some of those guys a little breather because those are leverage guys.
That's right.
All right.
And then you have Skubal tomorrow, and you expect, though maybe it's not fair, but you expect 6 innings
Right.
from Tarek Skubal. Yeah, he went. Strike 3. Melton confounds Salvador Perez. And the Royals go 1-2-3. Easy as that. Who wore the jersey better? Andy Dirks.
Why are the buttons popping off? Must have gained some weight lately. Yes, yeah.
Same guy, I think.
Right. If the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Army location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries. Come on, lefties. Can the lefties get something going here, Jason?
That would
I
be
like
a good
runs.
idea. Do you?
Yeah, I like runs a lot. This will be Outman get on base, then second time through rock and roll.
Is that a call by you, or is it what you're hoping for?
That's what I'm hoping for, but you got to get the ball in that line drive or fly ball trajectory. A lot of ground balls first time through.
3 singles, nothing to show for it so far for the Tigers. Randy Dobnak's first pitch is outside. Most of his misses have been outside to left-handers so far tonight. One's there. It rode the outside corner, 1-1 for James Outman, who was up at the plate when Zach McKinstry was picked off 1-3 to close the second. Randy Dobnak was part of that Chris Paddock deal at the deadline last year for the Tigers. He never pitched in the majors with the Tigers last year, although A.J. Hinch said before the game that there were some phone calls to the coaching staff in Toledo. With a little advanced scout for tonight. Chris Siegel's a good he's a good guide. He's a good tour guide. That's outside. That's inside, says the plate umpire.
It's good to know what's going on. Closer to the pitch, the louder he gets. Looks pretty normal.
Randy Dobnak, by the way, we were talking about the beard. He's from South Park, Pennsylvania. Check swing, strike 3.
That's a real place?
Oh my gosh, he struck out James. 1 down. Yeah, South Park, Pennsylvania, not far from Pittsburgh. He went to school at a non-Division I school, Division II Alderson Broaddus University in West Virginia. And Randy Dobnak made his debut back in 2019. He's in his 6th year off and on in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, just grinding it out. Played for the Utica Unicorns, you mentioned earlier, right up the road.
Chopper to first. Pasquantino wheels and fires out. McGonigal thought he beat it. He went full 747 mode. And 2 away for now. See if the Tigers want a challenge. No, they do not.
Oh, I see his foot hung up a little bit.
Oh, I might have been worth it.
I know that hill, though, from that angle, you can't see whether the hill was on the bag. Wow. You know, that instinct there, because you can feel when somebody else touches the bag if you're running down the line. It's right in front of you. His instinct, he thought he was safe for sure. Because there's a difference when a guy says he's safe and really thinks he's safe.
But you're saying you can feel it as a runner that
Right.
you got to the bag first.
You can feel my foot's hitting, and then you feel theirs hit the bag on those plays.
Check swing, no go. Last Diaz with the call. We're getting to the point where you just trust Kevin McGonigal's instincts no matter what, which is ridiculous to say because he's
also
played
true.
100 games.
It's so true right now. It's like if he takes it, you're like, yeah, it's a ball.
Rolled to third, Rojas across the diamond, and both pitchers get themselves a calm third inning. 6 up, 6 down in the third.
It's the summer sales event.
Special night here downtown Detroit. There is the former site of Tiger Stadium. Got a game going on there at the corner ballpark.
How cool is that?
Have you been on a tour of that place?
I have not.
You need to go.
I'm going to put that on my to-do list ASAP.
So not only can you get the sense of the dimensions of Tiger Stadium, but there's also a mini museum that's not only for Tiger stuff, but for local products in the NFL, the NBA, wherever, every sports league. It's really well done.
That's cool.
Yeah. Michael Massey leads off the fourth. And the first pitch strike to Massey, who struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning in a huge spot. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Troy Melton recalibrated and just overpowered Massey, who shows bunt there.
Massey's crushed breaking balls this year. Hasn't fared as well against fastball varieties or off speed. And you see where those fastballs are. They're up, that speeds you up. Goes with the off speed pitch down, get them out in front.
I led you astray. I said 3 pitches. It was a 4-pitch strikeout. I forgot the foul ball. My sincere apologies.
Accepted.
Thanks.
I didn't even notice. Got him in a 2-strike count again. Is he going to try to give him the same remedy that he had before?
Slider.
Back footer. Massey was not expecting that right there. He's thrown a lot of variety tonight. Troy Melton has the cutter, as usual, one of his favorite pitches. The old 12-6 curveballs, forever nasty. Little split down, and the 4-seam that rides up. It's a deadly arsenal. Beauty of a slider.
Well, the ability to crisscross too.
Yeah, and location too. Like understanding where his pitches are best served. Like that 4-seam up, and then he goes with the back foot slider, the split down. The cutter in off the plate, and then he'll backdoor the cutter. The only time we've seen Troy ever really get in trouble is when that cutter or something floats out over the middle. Other than that, it's been pretty solid.
That's a challenge coming. It's by Isaac
The batter's
Collins.
challenging the strike call.
It's brought to you by Figer Law. It looked out real time. It's outside.
The pitch is a ball. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Keep making those kind of calls, people are going to quit doubting your instincts. You'll be on that McGonagall train.
So the assumption, though, is currently everybody's like, oh, it's going to be a strike for sure. That's what you're saying. You know, after a week and a half away, I forgot how gracious of a partner you are. That's the word that comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right on most things. You do a nice job.
That's a Mitty for most condescending compliment. 2-2 on Collins. Inside on a slider. 3-2. That's upstairs. It's ball 4. He missed with a curveball, and Collins is on. Here's a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
With life coach Logan Reaver downstairs, Andy Dirks, who looks like he's on the front of a package of Big League Chew. I'm Jason Benetti, and we are so glad to have you along for the ride. Right now, with the way you're dressed with that jersey on, you really do. You look like you're on the front of a bubble gum package.
Like one of those guys, you know, smashing grape,
right?
Slamming watermelon.
That's right.
Big barrel root beer. I feel like I'm game ready though.
You look game ready.
Hat, I got the jersey. I'm all fired up.
You look actually like a dancer in Damn Yankees, or it's like a background singer in a musical about baseball.
That's true, because I don't have it, but because
right.
It was a little tight.
Well, for all the dancing you're going to have to do, for the choreography.
Yeah, keep it flowing.
Just like we do with the scintillating conversation on this telecast. The 0-1 to Rojas is up and out, a ball and a strike to Josh Rojas, who doubled in his first at bat. He led off the second with a double, then a ground ball, a line out, and a ground ball, and he was left at second base. He'll flip this to left, and Zach McKinstry, who hasn't played a lot of left this year, is underneath to make the catch.
He's out there battling the sun. Left field this time of year, you're battling the sun up until about the 5th or 6th inning. See him wearing the shades. There's a lot of shadows out there. It does a good job. You just stay with the baseball, get to your spot, and then use your athleticism to adjust as necessary.
Zach McKinstry has only played now 71 games in left in his major league career, as this is punched foul down the left field line by Lofton. It's a little surprising considering how important Zach McKinstry has been to the flexibility of this roster, that he hasn't seen more time specifically in left. It's a Riley Green thing here.
Right, exactly.
But in LA, in Chicago,
right,
you would imagine plug and play sometimes he would be over there.
I think some of that is too with the injuries the Tigers have had to the middle infield.
Yep.
With Hobby and with Glaber. He just hasn't had the opportunity to play as much outfield this year specifically. But that's why you got to take reps during batting practice, try to keep yourself available, but it's not game speed. There's a difference when you're on the field and it's game speed than when you're just shagging balls in batting practice. And they trust him to make the plays. That's why he's out there.
Oh, 2 from Melton to Lofton. Good night. Inning over, bottom 4 next. See the resemblance? Out of here original, like Andy Dirks. The out of here original analyst.
If your car is hit by a
Make this Sunday a home run with the Meyer Family Fun Day deal. For just $79, get 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and drinks, or add extra tickets to fit your family. Visit tigers.com/funday for more information. That first shot, you saw the section of blue jerseys that said Tigers on them. It is Chaldean night, honoring those of Chaldean heritage here at the ballpark. Detroit with a big Chaldean population. And so if you see the jerseys, they're blue jerseys. The Tigers using the blue, which is part of the Chaldean flag, honoring the 2 rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates in the Middle East, now known as, previously Mesopotamia.
So many fun nights at the ballpark. The kids get out, have a good time, get to celebrate, enjoy some great company.
Speaking of great company, our audio expert here in the booth, Mason Haddad, is a proud Chaldean. And I know this is a big night for him. He was taking videos of the national anthem 4 seconds prior to air tonight.
He was excited.
He was pumped, and rightfully so.
And we love the good energy
yes,
that Mason brings.
He's the best. 1-2, and that is deposited foul down the left field line.
Oh, Colt thought he had it. He was running it out. He got his head down. He was legging it out. He thought he had a double. Stays on that off-speed offering away. And when you do that as a hitter and you have a plan, you go up there, you execute, you're pumped up, you're running, and it's foul. And then you got to go back in the box and try to think, okay, now they're going to try that again because I almost hit a double. Or are they going to try something sneaky like a little swing back fastball? Or so then the brain starts having to recalibrate, take a deep breath, calm back down, get in the box with your approach. Gets a guy like this, just hit that ball left center, stay that way. If it's a little slower, you'll pull it to right.
You make it sound so easy.
Simple as king.
1-2 up the middle. Massey again. No way. Man, oh man, Michael Massey flopping on the ball for out number 1. That's an extravagant play.
Unbelievable. And this is why playing in the big leagues can absolutely stink at times if you're a hitter. Because Colt Keith bid for a double down the left field line. Denied. Base it up the middle for sure. Denied. Pasquantino's over there with the whatever those are, splits. Good grief, what a play.
Every time Michael Massey plays against the Tigers, there's like a big hit or a big defensive play. It's something.
I know. It's rather annoying.
And the only problem with that is, I said the same thing when I was doing the White Sox games. It was like every time the White Sox played the Royals, Michael Massey had some big hit. He hasn't always put up huge offensive numbers, but they love him for his baseball sense.
Right.
And had he been healthy all year this year, you figure the numbers would be better. He was hurt before the season started, and he just saved them a leadoff runner on here in this 4th. Riley Green taking on 3-0. And then swinging 3-1, he lifts it to left. More on that 3-0 take after this message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Lease a Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew for $399 a month for 24 months. Or returning AZ Plan lessees can lease a Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew for $299 a month for 24 months.
So we asked A.J. Hinch before the game about the How You Lee 3-0 swing, and he had a very thoughtful answer. We'll mention in full when How You Lee's at the plate at some point. But the pertinent part for that Riley Green at bat is A.J. Hinch said his baseline is he'll take a good 3-0 swing and give the green light if a single is better than a walk in the situation that's in front of the Tigers.
Right.
There where the base is clear, it's not.
No.
So say runner at second, 2 out.
Yep. Runner at second, 2 out, or even a runner at first and nobody out. You got a potential for a first to third. But that's it depends on the situation. Discernment. Because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position in a 3-0 count, pop up to the infield or a ground ball out.
So here, base is cleared, 2 out. You figure it's a take by that calculus.
Yep, and he was taken all the way because you want base runners. Now, I would say if it's late in the ball game and it's 1 run difference, and say Kerry Carpenter's up or Riley
or Dingler.
Yeah. Then okay, give him a shot to try to go deep. Hit one out of the ballpark.
Especially say 2 out, right?
Right.
No
2
score,
outs.
8th inning, 2 out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Carpenter the batter, Dingler at first, Dobnak struggling to throw strikes, and he does fire one in there. To Carpenter, who grounded out on the first pitch he saw his first time up. One wraps around for a strike, 0-2. Well, with the way they've been letting Randy Dobnak throw pitches, long outings, his last 2 starts for Kansas City early in his Royals career, you figure this could be a rather lengthy affair for him.
At the pace he's at now, too. Getting a lot of ground balls, not walking a lot of guys.
And the Royals bullpen has been something of a sieve this year. Their bullpen ERA is Nate Silver's 5.38.
For those of you new to baseball listening, that is not good. 5.38.
No. And then the walks and hits per inning are over 1.5.
Yeah, that's pretty abysmal.
0-2 to Carp. It's fouled back.
But that's if you can get to the right relievers, too. They got some guys, a couple guys down there that can huck the pill pretty well.
Daniel Lynch will be sought after at the
Right.
trade deadline. A very good left-hander. And you talk about neutralizing lefties. They have Lynch, who's been phenomenal against lefties. And then Matt Strom as well, who gets lefties out much better than right-handers. 0-2 to Carp. Dingler at first. Pasquantino should get time and a half tonight.
Few ground balls over that way today. Nothing.
They deliver.
Well, with no runs across, our story so far, the Comerica Bank game summary is your defense, Dirks.
Lots of good defense so far by both squads. Plays being made on the infield. Diving plays, stopping plays. We just haven't seen a rolling play yet. Look at this one from Massey right here. It is tough to get base runners on, and when both teams have gotten base runners on, they have not come up with the big hit. It's eluded both teams to this point in the ball game.
You said stopping plays?
Stopping plays. Rounding plays, stopping plays, going plays.
I like stopping plays. That's useful. Here's Velasquez. He shows bunt. The Tigers were ready. Keith is playing well in over at third. Velasquez, who's out of Fordham Prep in the Bronx. In just his second Royals game, he was 1 for 3 in his Royals debut with a stolen base as well. He has been, when he's gotten on in his career, he has been a base stealer. He is 41 for 48 in bags in his major league career. You may remember him from Tampa Bay, or 5 games with Cleveland, or Baltimore, or the Yankees, or the Angels for 2 seasons. Check swing, no go. This is one of those batters who in May would reach, steal second, get over to third on a ground ball, and then score on a homer.
Yeah.
That's the way May had gone for the Tigers.
For sure.
1-2. on the ground toward third. Keith is in front of it. He gloves it and throws him out. That's a big play for Colt Keith to keep that speed off the bases.
It's a good job. The starting position for Colt Keith is going to be dramatically in on the grass. And you see him right here. That is not a fun place to play that close to a hitter. But he's got to cover a lot of ground going to his left. Does a good job just sliding around the baseball, knocking it down. And then from there, it's the scramble to get the ball into the bare hand quickly. Good strong throw to first.
That was honestly more soccer goalie than infielder.
That's knock it down. First step, keep it in front of you, knock it down, and the ball didn't squirt away from him. So good job being able to get back up and get it over to first. It was the eye black. I see Colt rocking the eye black today.
You like it?
Yeah. It's a good look. I could never wear eye black. I was way too sweaty.
It's a sleek application of the eye black by Colt Keith.
Kind of narrows out at the end a little bit.
Some guys too much.
That was a trend that started with, I think it was Harper.
Yeah.
When Bryce Harper started that huge eye black trend.
Went full comic strip hero. How about that cutter? I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. The way that thing moves to the outside corner to a left-hander.
Well, you take it, and then when they throw the four seam out there, you swing at it because it doesn't come back in.
Well, that slider lingered. It's a long fly ball to right field to the track and the wall, and that is off the fence. Carpenter plays it in. Troy Melton is fortunate that didn't leave.
They're looking to get that back foot slider. That's his pitch to lefties to strike him out, and that one just hung up. Ended up middle in. Jensen thought he hit a homer. He thought he got it. He hit it well, but it's pretty deep out there in the cranny of right center field. He's glad it stayed in.
I mean, he knew it right when he threw it that could be trouble. Lane Thomas swings through a slider 0-1.
You see him preying on Lane Thomas with those breaking balls away. He's notorious for hitting left-handed pitching. But as Jason mentioned earlier, forced in the lineup due to injury.
Bobby Witt Jr. out with a back issue. Thomas pops it up. Gleyber Torres makes the catch, 2 gone, and Bobby Witt Jr. is on the IL for the first time in his major league career. And he finally said, I couldn't play like me with the way my back feels. And to have that guy say that, you know he's got to be hurt.
For sure. He's a tough guy. He's works really hard. I mean, we saw him last year in August taking extra ground balls, extra work.
And this would be right around a spot where he could hurt you. Instead, he's part of the Henry Ford Health injury update, and it's the most games played since 2022 in Major League Baseball. Bobby Witt Jr. is 5th. Matt Olson with that ridiculous streak of games played, but without Witt, it's tougher to score runs for Kansas City, and this year it's kind of been hard enough.
For sure. I mean, he's their heartbeat in Kansas City. One of the best players in all of baseball, without question.
To Pasquantino. Up and out. And while you root for guys to be healthy so you can see them play, the Tigers aren't exactly shedding a cartoon tear with how big these games are and how thin the margin is. Pasquantino basically down to a knee to hang on, and Brian O'Nora says he did not go.
We got a battle here. With Bobby Witt out, Vinny Pasquantino is going to have to do something in this series for the Royals to score runs, and you can see him fighting for everything right now. From 0-2 to 2-2, Troy needs to make a pitch.
With Jensen at second, 2 out. That's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You got to be careful here. Pasquantino hasn't hit as many homers this year, only 6, but he's a guy in the past that's shown he's a 30 home run type of player. He's got power.
just 6 this year for Pasquantino. Jensen at second, 2 out. That's ball 4. You saw the numbers on breaking balls, and you figured that he and Dingler, Melton and Dingler might go there. But it is the 4th walk for Troy tonight. And Salvador Perez, who, remember that comeback when Colt Keith had the game winner for the sweep back in April? Salvador Perez, after the rain, had that big swing for the home run.
Yeah, I think they prefer this matchup, Salvi versus Troy versus compared to Vinny. However, if you hang a breaking ball to him or you throw a fastball middle end, he will still get to it and he will hit it hard to left field.
And also, Andy, I mean, I think part of the calculus has to be that Salvador Perez saw 10 pitches in the first inning.
He did have a well of an at bat. He fouled off some really tough breaking balls away after getting down to 2 strikes, ended up working a walk. But that's his 1 walk for the week. So now he's going to swing and miss more.
Well, and that his second at bat, it was slider, fastball, changeup, 3 strikes.
Right.
Done. And one of them was in the strike zone. Maybe you're onto something. 2 on, 2 out. Salvador Perez. First pitch right to Keith. He's got loads of time and the inning's over. There you have it. Still no runs. Zip, zip. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Comerica Park. Randy Dobnak has walked 1. He's given up 3 hits, all singles, 2 strikeouts. Here's how he's done it.
Yeah, you see the sweeper, sinker, changeup combo. The Tigers have just been hitting the ball on the ground a lot. Little rollover ground balls from the lefties need to turn into those screaming line drives to left center, right center.
Here's the wild thing about that. The Tigers have by far the lowest ground ball rate in Major League Baseball by 3%. 36 and change. Then Kansas City at 39.5. The Tigers generally do not hit the ball on the ground, which led to Craig Counsell telling the ESPN crew last night, they mentioned it on the air, that he felt like the wind blowing in at Wrigley Field was an advantage for the Cubs yesterday because the Tigers are so geared to fly balls.
Right.
So this is totally outside the norm. Strike 3 called and no challenge from Torkelson on a running sinker from Randy Dobnak.
Well, every team develops an identity over the course of a season, a year, multiple years, and the Tigers' identity has become get on base and hit home runs. So, wind blowing in, you say against a team that really thrives when they hit the long ball, definitely an advantage.
Banking, breaking ball, strike 1 on a sweeper to Zach McKinstry.
And this is what happens. The guy gets in a groove, he starts getting more confidence as it goes on. He's hitting crazy spots.
That was also a crazy spot, but in a different sense.
Yep, and then we reverse psychology it. See what I mean?
I do.
Uh-huh. He's got to leak one out over the middle at some point.
That's what Zach thought. Instead, it was a swerving changeup. Base hit, 2-strike knock. Z-Max 2 for 2.
That's the second time McKinstry's fallen behind quickly to get to 2 strikes, and he tried to throw that little swing back sinker, and both times McKinstry beat him to the spot enough to get a knock. Flared one out to right center. First at bat, and that time he hooks it over in the hole.
He was picked off last time to end the second with James Outman at the plate, and James takes a strike. first pitch fastballs have gone the way of the dodo bird from Randy Dobnak tonight.
Yeah, no more. A lot of change-up, breaking ball. Gotta try to hit the ball to left against him. He doesn't throw hard enough to beat you inside. You saw what Z-Mac did.
That's why
approach.
that sinker is interesting.
Yeah.
Z-Mac.
It's like he tries to come inside, and Z-Mac's quick enough with his hands to still get to it. It's 90-91. So you got all the time in the world. You can be very relaxed in the box.
Pasquantino to second base. Velasquez. And that gets away. So they'll take the one out. And Outman replaces McKinstry. 2 down for Kevin McGonigal, who is our Call Sam best call. He's 0 for 2 tonight, which is seemingly rare. As Kevin walks up here, this is most times on base safely in the first 100 career games. Roy Johnson is #1 back in 1929. Kevin McGonigal 4th. Roy Johnson, who was part of the 1936 World Series with the Yankees after opening his career for 4 years with the Tigers. Kevin takes outside 2-0. You feel like advantage Kevin seeing him a 3rd time.
Yeah, he's moved up in the box some too. He was sick of hitting the ground ball to the right side. He's going to take a little bit of that late movement out of the sinker by moving up in the box, seeing if he can beat it to a spot. Not looking for that 2-0.
Two-1. Fished out a strike with a sinker. 2-2.
He felt like it was inside. It was close. But again, he's 2-1 count. You're not going to swing at something that you don't feel comfortable with. Now with 2 strikes, you're going to have to battle up.
This isn't a fastball, right?
You'd think change up away.
Yeah,
change up. He's going to stick to that change up plan. The only way he's going to throw that sinker is if it's in off the plate and he thinks he can freeze him again, but he's going to have to fish out away first. Because once he saw it once, the chances of him taking another one are very low.
I don't think he's going to beat him on a sinker.
I don't think so either. Unless he throws it down and away and he gets him to roll over it.
If he tries to throw another fastball in, we've seen Kevin smoke that kind of pitch late in it back.
He started him off with that sweeper, backdoor to sweeper. That's an option. You just can't give up on those pitches if you're Kevin. They start off the plate.
There goes Outman. Pitch is low. Throw down to second base is there. Outman peeled away, and McGonigal won't get a chance with a runner on. Let's see. Tigers will challenge.
Did he get the foot in? Looked like the tag might went between his legs. Ball beat him. See that little hook at the end.
Velasquez spins off the bag.
Second base.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he get him on the knee before that foot got in on that left knee?
That's tough. The call on the field is what matters here.
But he definitely didn't have him there. So it's, did he get the right leg before he got to the bag?
How about the trail leg staying away from the tag? I mean, that is.
Oh, he's safe. He is so safe.
But can you be sure that is it enough?
Right.
Would be the question. I agree with you. I think if you're having to call it straight up, he's safe. But can you say definitively there's not enough proof?
If he didn't get him on the left leg.
It's got to be the glove that tags him. That's where the ball is.
His foot hits the bag right about the time that left wrist is coming up against his shin bone.
Man,
this one might take a minute.
I'm just afraid they're going to say stands because of the
because the call on the field.
Ambiguity right there, you know.
That little is the wrist enough though? Is the back of the wrist?
No, it's got to be
count.
the glove. It's got to be the glove.
The back of the wrist engages his right knee first.
After review, the call stands. The run is out. Detroit loses the challenge.
AJ's like, what do I have to do to win one of these things? Because it does look like he did not make the tag in time. But again, the call on the field is what matters, and that's where they start. Inning over, we'll go to the 6th. Still no score. McGonigal will lead off in the home 6th.
This is Arby's Chief.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. And by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers. McGonagals are out. The Tigers are scoreless. And game number 1 of a pivotal 7-game homestand that will be decisive on where the Tigers stand at the trade deadline. 4 with Kansas City, 3 with Baltimore. And a first pitch here in the 6th is grounded through the right side by Michael Massey, who wasn't going to wait around for a third possible strikeout. He's on for Collins with Tyler Holton warming in the Tigers bullpen. Collins is a switch hitter who has been much better against right-handed pitchers, but he's also 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout against Troy Melton, and A.J. Hinch hoping to get a little bit more out of Troy. Rojas rarely hits against left-handed pitching. He is next. And maybe A.J. will coax a change from acting manager Paul Hoover. 0-2.
They got the righties looming on the bench,
including the veteran Starling Marte. Rojas is 0 for 8 against lefties in his short time with the Royals. Climbs, and a challenge from Dylan Dingler.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Dingler felt the instinct, and it's way high.
The pitch is a ball. Detroit has 1 challenge remaining.
You can see, though, when the game's tight and you can't get things going your way, guys start taking more chances. They tried the challenge at second. Now Dingler's trying to challenge here.
It's a great point. You feel like you have to press a button or two. 1-2. Clipped foul by Collins.
And I'm sure AJ also wants to get some of these righties off the bench, knowing that later in the ball game they only have Jack Caglione would be left, and Jack Caglione is currently not feeling good.
Again, we don't know if he's going to be available with a shoulder issue. So he's out once again today. He is, as you said, the only lefty. This pitch is sprayed to right field and way back there down the line. That is fair, and it is gone, and it's a 2-run homer for Collins for a Kansas City lead.
That back foot slider is such a good pitch if you execute it, but if you miss, many of right-handed pitchers have had to watch him fly over that right field wall when they stay up. It's a good piece of hitting. Got down in his legs, stayed through it, got underneath the baseball.
Troy Melton survived that pitch to Jensen.
Right.
It didn't leave in the jut out in right center field. This one does, and that'll be it for Troy Melton tonight. Tyler Holton will come in. The Royals have the first lead of this series in yet another tight one between the Tigers and Kansas City.
Big dreams deserve more than just hope.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Our Wallside Windows pitching change. Tyler Holton is on, and he will face Josh Rojas. No move from Paul Hoover. It's a strike from Holton as Troy Melton has allowed his first home run this year with a runner on base, and just the third of his major league career in the regular season.
One of those was in his first outing, wasn't it?
It was. It was a grand slam for Spencer Horwitz. You and I were there
right.
in Pittsburgh. And he bounced back gracefully in the game. But the last time Troy Melton allowed a home run with a runner on base was September 18th of last year.
Well, about the only way he would do it against most hitters is the hanging breaking ball, hanging slider. It's unfortunate to end the outing that way.
Rojas called himself out on strikes. And then he decided, you know what, if the umpire is not going to go ahead and do it, I should stay. 1-2.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, look at that take.
Yeah.
He goes all the way down into the squad. This has been a journey to ball 2 for Rojas. Fly ball, left center. Kinstry makes the catch, and this from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Logan Reaver downstairs, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, our entire crew, welcoming you to Comerica Park, where the Royals have a 2-0 lead on an Isaac Collins home run. And here's a bunt, jabbed foul, third base side. Good idea by Lofton. Keith was way back at third.
Good thought. Almost executed it to perfection, too. You always want your bunt, if you're going to bunt it for a hit, to be fair or foul. Got the bat out. You can tell he's done that before.
You said you want it to be either fair or foul?
The idea is don't bunt it back to the pitcher. Don't bunt it to where it's for sure fair.
Oh, I
right.
see.
So we used to call it fair or foul, like down the line. You want it close to the line. I can see how the interpretation.
Your two choices indeed are fair or foul. 0-1. You know, Tyler wanted that to be ball or strike.
Ball or strike, hitter out, but there's also errors. So certain parts of the game.
That's right.
Just not that one.
Not as clear cut.
You know, we're almost at, I've been doing games with you for what now, 2 years?
Yeah, feels
probably
like
almost
6
to the date, right?
Yeah, right around.
I give you a hard time once in a while, but in all honesty, for a guy that's never stepped in a box or played the game, you have a pretty good feel for baseball.
Wow. I'm sad that your kind compliment was interrupted by that base hit by Lofton. That's very nice of you to say.
You do. Not everybody does. Most people that I know that haven't been in the box and played the game don't understand the pace of the game. They don't understand a lot of the little details that players actually face and go through. But it shows you actually care enough to consider all the factors that go into it.
And that compliment was spurred on by my noticing that you wanted a bunt to be either fair or foul.
Yeah. Because most people wouldn't even bring that up. They'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. That was good.
Well, I like asking you questions because I truly never know what the answer is going to be. It's like when Tom Hanks walked up to the Zoltar machine in Big.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was going to become an adult.
Had no clue. Fair or foul.
0-2 on Velasquez. On the ground at third. Keith has to wait for it. He's going to sling it to first, and the tag by Tork. Lofton was off and running, so there was no chance at cutting down the lead runner. He's at second. Jensen will bat with 2 down in the 6th and a big hitter here with a runner in scoring position.
It's one of the guys the Royals want up in this lineup that's been depleted by injury. Benson's been one of the bright spots for this Royals offense this year. Holds his own against lefties, does a nice job. He's hitting like 284. Got an OPS of 762, so left or right, he'll put a good at bat together.
I feel like there's a longer list of lefties this year holding their own against left-handed pitching across Major League Baseball. We're going to ask tomorrow and find out if there's like a larger left-on-left.
Well, we get to see Riley Green, Kevin McGonigal. We get to see some guys that can really do it well.
But like Schwarber.
Yeah.
Schwarber's put up some numbers against lefties this year. That's a swing and a miss by Jensen. And I know I'm cherry picking there, and we are as the conversation, but I do wonder if lefties are hitting lefties better.
It seems that way.
1-1. Dylan's going to challenge. He missed on one high earlier. He thinks this one's a strike. It's an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. It's either 2-1 or 1-2. It's a strike. It's 1-2.
I love the confidence. He missed one that was high earlier. Doesn't get gun shy, just sticks it out, stays the course, goes with what he knows.
It's got a 1-2 coming. Boy, that's a tough pitch for a left-hander. That cutter buzzing in to Jensen. What does that thing look like out of hand?
You think it's a 4-seam fastball in. So you start attacking it, and then it comes back towards the plate a little bit. But anything that's that far in, you got to get the ball way out in front of your body. And left on left with 2 strikes, that's just usually not going to happen unless you're cheating a little bit. Maybe you know something, but normally you're going to guard against the breaking ball away.
Grounded to first. Torkelson sweeps it up and wanders to the bag to retire the side. But Kansas City takes the lead on the Collins home run. Carhartt, as always, presents Tiger of the Day. Sometimes we tell you who it is. Sometimes you got to earn it. Today you got to earn it, Dirks. He's one of 7 players in the last 30 seasons to record his 1,000th career strikeout as a Tiger. It's your first hint.
There's only 2 guys I can think of.
Who?
Scherzer.
No.
Verlander.
No. So I guess you're done.
Well, there you go.
Let's get another clue. Franchise record 24 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings to start his Tigers career.
Whoa, I should know this. 24 scoreless to start.
It's fairly recent.
Not Doug Fister, because it's more recent than that, isn't it?
The first no-hitter in Washington Nationals history, and he had an immaculate inning. He's from Wisconsin. Originally from Wisconsin. As Matt Strahm is on, Kevin McGonigal gives this a ride to straightaway center field. And that'll be out number 1 here in the 6th as Thomas puts it away.
What's an immaculate inning again?
That's 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts.
3 strikeouts.
Yes.
He did that with the Nats.
He did. As Matt Strahm is our wall side windows pitching change. Righties have really torched him this year. The big numbers are the right-handers, and that's why Gleyber Torres' at bat is so big. And it's why Hao-Yu Lee is in the on-deck circle. Strahm to righties. It's kind of a smorgasbord. A lot of fastball, some slider. There's a cutter in there as well. He's looking for answers, really, is what it is.
And it's the slug against. Righties are hitting, they're slugging .618 against fastball varieties, the 4-seamer, and then over 1,000 against the slider. Changeup's been the remedy. That he's had against these right-handers. But it is big, just like the lefties. You know, they should have hit the sinker ball or come up with a goose egg. Now it's the righty's turn to try to do some damage here.
It's fouled away, a ball and 2 strikes. So Hao-Yu Lee is next, then Green thereafter. You'd love to get at least one of these righties on. There is Lee, who had the big swing yesterday on 3-0 against Colin Ray of the Cubs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He missed on a changeup. Nope, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Time called by Torres. Glaber 1 for 2 today. A first pitch single in the first. 3 fastballs after a slider, a changeup mixed in. Check swing. Oh, he went. Strike 3.
The battle was on. Glaber just couldn't quite hold up at the last second.
Now How You Lee hoping to get Strom here. Ball 1. Two 2-0 for Lee. How You Lee on that 3-0 count yesterday, and A.J. Hinch said, you know, it's not just that one moment where I give the green light because of that specific situation. It's the confidence How You Lee has to put a swing like that on. It's building from spring training on 3-0 green lights and gaining that trust moment to moment for a young player that led to that home run in yesterday's game. Now 3-1.
The confidence of success has to be higher than the fear of failure. 3-0 is a great time to judge that on a player. And AJ knows he's got to give these players, help them accumulate that confidence, the real confidence over time.
Fastball 3-2.
Went on the bottom rail. You see Strom throw a lot of them at the top rail.
3-2's way outside. It's ball 4. Riley Green will bat as the tying run in the game. Strom against lefties is a 3-pitch pitcher, but 2 of them are fastballs.
Right. 4-seam in the sinker. He likes throwing the sinker on the hands and then the slider away. That's the wipeout pitch.
He's not throwing a left-on-left changeup this year. First one, strike 1 on a high slider.
It's about as classic of left-on-left activity as you'll see. Start him off with the slider away, then throw the sinker up and in. Try to back him off the plate. Now you can either throw the 4-seam away or the slider away.
It's kind of a lingering, loitering slider.
I know, but you see the shape. You can see why Strom's tough on lefties. It's big enough and it's slow enough that you really have to time it up well. Big arc to it.
One, 2. Fly ball. Thomas back at the track. He makes the catch.
That's a good piece right there from Riley Green. That's a real good piece.
Inning over, 2-0 to the 7th.
You've known us for a long.
All right, Tiger of the Day brought to you by Carhartt is Jordan Zimmerman. He had the first no-hitter in Nationals history. The Wisconsin native came over to the Tigers. And Carhartt, by the way, has provided us these wonderful hats that are all over our booth.
Yeah, really nice.
It's hard to see this one from a
the
distance.
little logo on the
black
back
with the logo there.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Call that stealth hat.
I like this one a lot. You can get these at the D Shop, presented by Meyer, and the Pro Shop as well.
I think Danielle already claimed that one earlier.
Really?
Yeah, she claimed that hat.
That's hers. I watched too much David Letterman growing up. Just throw it through the window in the top 10 list. Lane Thomas facing Tyler Holton here in the 7th inning, but thanks to Carhartt for jumping in and sponsoring our Tiger of the Day. Jordan Zimmerman, when he was in AAA, I had him in Syracuse in 2009. He was the first guy who became a major league pitcher who I watched from close up throw in a batting cage. It's a ground ball to second base. And when you have the chance to watch a major league pitcher that close up, and you haven't seen a ton of major league pitching from that angle, it looks like magic. The way the ball moved out of his hands, I'll never forget. We were at Lehigh Valley. I was like, how in the world does anybody hit any of this?
Yeah, it's crazy. You get used to it from a young age. People always ask me, how do you hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? I'm like, well, you start out hitting like 23, then work your way up to 30, up to 50, and so on. And your eyes slowly adjust over time as you get bigger and stronger. And there is a natural level of talent that's necessary in the hand-eye coordination department. Lots of reps.
0-1. It's a ball, 1-1 to Vinny Pasquantino. Tigers down 2-0. That looked like it might have been challenge-worthy. 2-run homer, Isaac Collins in the 6th. The only runs in this game. Now Kansas City has used one of their 2 left-handers. You have to imagine if they keep the lead, Daniel Lynch is coming into this game at some point with how marvelous of a season he's had.
They're going to want him for the top of the order. The McGonigal down to Green, but now you got a Howie Lee setting in between, and you got 2 righties in between your top 2 lefties, which is exactly why AJ stacked the lineup the way he did.
And it's also why Carpenter is in the middle of Dingler and Torkelson. So when Schreiber comes in, and it looks like it's going to be Schreiber, you get a weighted on base over 420 for lefties against Schreiber. That's all well and good. You can have the matchups you want. You got to pay it off. Fly ball center field. And Outman for out number 2. Our Bet365 upcoming schedule is the upcoming starters for the Tigers. Skubal, Mize, Fromber. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Kansas City has Michael Wacha and then a couple of TBAs mixed in there as well. But really kind of got to win the opener here to feel good about the homestand proper. Jacob Waguespack will come sprinting in to try to get the out on Salvador Perez when we come back. Our wall-side windows pitching change. Jacob Waguespack is on to face Salvador Perez. What an addition this guy's been to the Tigers bullpen in 11 games.
I love different looks out of the bullpen, and Waguespack has it. That straight over the top delivery, the 4-seam rides, changeup's good. Makes that cutter in. And it's just something that guys don't see often.
You know, it's funny. There are so many different arm angles that this, which is like a classic over the top, is a rarity now. So it's like he stumbles into being a novelty when in another generation you'd go, seen it.
Yep, that's how everybody else throws.
Right?
Not anymore. Everybody's more 3/4 arm slot. Slinging it, trying to get that velocity up. That's a 69-degree arm angle over the top.
1-2. Popped up. Right field. Kerry Carpenter on a 70-degree night. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Our Figer Law 7th inning stretch is right now as Schreiber coming in.
That swordfish.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Corewell Health. Together, we can. Tigers trailing 2-0 in our Bet365 odds update. 2.5 runs. The over is at +210. It's getting late early tonight. Tigers are trailing by a pair on the home run from Isaac Collins, and they'll take aim at the Michigander, John Schreiber, in our Wallside Windows pitching change. Dylan Dingler will see him first, and Dylan Dingler has seen him already. He's got 22 home runs this year, and this against Schreiber all the way back the first month of the season.
A little backup sweeper. You don't see many guys hit that pitch out. But Dylan Dingler is not like many. 22 homers on the year. All-star Dylan Dingler.
We didn't know what he was in for this year at the time of that swing, but Dylan Dingler has been a huge piece of what the Tigers are trying to do to come back in the division as he takes ball one.
You see how he likes to pitch to righties. That sinker in, sweeper away. He'll try to ride that four seam up in the zone.
He gulps this into right field. That's a knock, and it nearly skated away from Lofton.
Take that, sinker ball. Try to get it in on his hands. And you can see just making adjustments from a bat to a bat. It depends on how you're feeling that day, what's going on. Doing everything in his power to stay inside of it. Not going to hit a ground ball to the left side. I will not. And the spin on that baseball when it lands squirts to the left about 1.5 feet.
Now Kerry Carpenter, tying run at the plate. He sinks with ball one.
This is where the Tigers really need Kerry to start stepping it up against these righty matchups. Because this matchup right here is one that he should normally be licking his chops on.
Right side base hit. Dingler to third. You'll take it first and third. Nobody out in the 7th.
This is what you do. You just keep chipping away. Just keep taking your at-bats, making adjustments as you need to. Tries to go up with the four seam. Carpenter covers it. Gets a base knock to right field. And you've seen the way they've pitched Spencer Torkelson all day. It's been away, 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 away. We'll see with Schreiber with that sinker. If he just keeps throwing him away on the outside corner with the sinker sweeper combo, he tries to rush him. You know Torque likes to pull the ball in the air.
First one, oh man.
He was just a little out front of that thing.
Oh, that's the one that gives you the lead sometimes.
Boy, it's that little BB just spinning up there down the middle. He's just out in front. He's looking for that sinker. He didn't want to let the sinker beat him in.
He is tempting fate right there. That's a challenge coming.
Challenging the strike call.
This would be the Tigers' final challenge. It banked in hard and swept in there for a strike, and ABS challenge.
Detroit is out of challenges.
Powered by T-Mobile, and the Tigers have none left. Oh, 2. Fastball away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Look, he has thrown 2 breaking balls, and they both have been inner third.
Yeah. You can see why he gets away with it sometimes. These righties have not hit him well all year.
Drags 2 fastballs into the left-hand box.
Can you put the house on a sweeper?
Absolutely.
I mean, put the house on the sweeper. If Torque just look to hit the ball. If he beats you on a fastball, let him beat you.
First and third, nobody out. 2-2. Schreiber to Torkelson. Swing and a miss on a fastball.
At least there's a plan. Plan of execution. Try to get back to the sweeper. 3 fastballs in a row. This is a 4-seam variety. And I think Torque was thinking about like I was. After you challenge one that you thought was a ball and they call it a strike, you don't go back to it. That's why hitting's tough.
Big time. Now the left-handed battery comes up. It's a gauntlet. McKinstry, Outman, McGonigal, all left-handers in a row against Schreiber. That's a broken bat flare towards shortstop and caught by Velasquez. 2 out. You figured with the left-handers all in order against Schreiber, who just has not gotten lefties out at a consistent clip really ever. Yeah, it's your chance to put something up. Now it's up to James Outman. They have started the right-hander Steven Cruz. Loose sitting in the Kansas City bullpen. He is a hard thrower. Ball 1 to Outman. There is Cruz tuning up in case they need him in this 7th. This is setting up to be a possible Alex Lang save situation in the 9th as that swerves inside. 2-0 on Outman with McGonigal next.
They're going to want to pitch to Outman. They would hate to see McGonigal come up with the bases loaded if they walk Outman, and Outman's got pop. We've seen him hit the ball out to right field.
It's our CNL Ward on deck hitter McGonigal looming. 2-0 is punched foul by Outman. 2-1. Under the watchful eye of a half moon, Tigers try to score for the first time tonight. Couldn't wait for that to glide back into the zone. 2-2 on Outman.
They got a battle ball in play. Make something happen.
Two. Outman, high fly ball, right field, loft and back, track, wall, gone! James Outman flips the night. 3-2 Tigers. For a broadcast that's presented by an odds company, we sure do see the odds get beaten a lot.
Oh, how things can change in an instant in this game. It was looking rough. It's down to 2 strike. He gets a fastball over the middle and crushed it. Now you can just, everybody can breathe easy and start playing.
To say you never know with this Tigers team is the understatement of the decade. Just when you think it's going to be one of those nights where the offense goes zombie mode, and you're just going to go home and have to convince yourself that it's okay. Here they come again. McGonigal wants second base. So does the baseball. That is the definition of anticlimactic. James Outman, though, hits a rainbow into the hedges.
2-2 count. Fastball finds its way over the middle of the plate. Hits it into the nice, beautiful 70-something degree night. Comerica Park. The fans have been anticipating something good to happen, and there it was. Lofton's not happy. 30-some thousand, very happy.
James Outman's first career Tiger game was a home run hitting game. Tanner Bybee was the victim. Here, John Schreiber cannot believe that Outman got him for a 3-run homer and a Tigers lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here we go again. Close game. Tigers-Royals. Drew Anderson gets a ground ball foul of first. 6 outs to get for the Tigers, and our wall side windows pitching change is Drew, who will face Massey first in this Royals 8th.
That 4-seam changeup combo, it's his favorite. He'll mix in a curveball. When his changeup's good, it's got swing and miss. When it's down, 4-seam rides up a little bit for the big righty.
One. Hard hit right side, base knock. Massey led off the 6th with a single, then scored on the Collins homer. And he is on to lead off the 8th. Isaac Collins on 2 strikes. Saw a slider from Troy Melton and burned it.
Yeah, it didn't get down enough. He got down underneath it, and those little hanging sliders, those are good pitches for guys to get under, and when you get under it, it lifts itself.
They're going to pinch run for Michael Massey. It's Tyler Tolbert, pinch runner extraordinaire, with 11 stolen bases in 14 tries, and that will amp up the pressure on Anderson. And then show bunt. If you're going to bring in a pinch runner, it's not like Massey wasn't going to be able to get there. It's not like he's going to have to hop to second base. Throw to first on Tolbert. If they want to donate an out to get a guy who can probably steal second over to second base, I doubt A.J. Hinch is going to stop the game to force them to rethink it. Wow. I mean, that's a guy who homered for you earlier.
I ain't mad at it.
That might as well be tax deductible. It's such a bad idea.
I ain't mad at it. I mean, you bring in a pinch runner to do what? Steal a bag, right?
That is a pure donation.
Instead, you get the pop-up bunt. Howie Lee does a nice job getting under the ball, and you give away an out. And you only have so many every game that you get. That one was given away. It's not like Massey can't score on a base hit.
Now there goes Tolbert. Throw down to second base, and he's in. Because that's what he does. I don't know how this game's going to finish, but that is a ridiculous sequence.
Yeah, you just give away an out for no reason. Now is all square in the world as if it was a sacrifice bunt, but they brought in Tolbert for Massey to do it.
And this ball bounces very slightly away, and Tolbert's going to take third. If they use the reverse gear to score this run, the Church of Baseball karma might just catch fire.
That's a changeup that started down and it popped out in front of Dingler. He couldn't find it, but speed kills. See, Jason, that's why they brought Tolbert
Would
out.
just go away.
They knew he was
Take off your headset.
They just knew that's what
why
he was
they
gonna
bunted
do.
him. Yeah.
Right.
1 and 2 on Rojas.
Now the infield's got to draw in here. When you got a quick runner going home, the ball's got to be at you. you got to go too far to your left or right or dive for it, pretty much concede you got to go to first base.
And Rojas hits a bunch of ground balls too. So let's see what comes of this. It's into right center. That's a base hit, and it's going to tie the game.
Yeah, so the bunt play worked, Jay.
Please save it.
That's just athleticism outplaying some questionable decision making is what it is.
Yeah, you somehow score the run in spite of the tactical choices, which can happen in baseball. That's why it's so maddening, and everybody thinks they could be a manager.
Yeah, no, the odds will play out in the long term, wouldn't be in favor of that decision.
But here we are, tied at 3, and Lofton, the batter, takes a strike. Again, it's Michael Massey leading off an inning, creating havoc.
He's been a thorn in the side for the Tigers, even last year. Makes great plays, gets on base.
0-1. Now Drew's got to saddle up here. Michael Massey has led off both innings in which the Royals have scored tonight. He came home on the Collins home run, and then he just came home on that romp from Tolbert. End of the bat in the air, right hand side. Carpenter coming in, he makes the catch.
What a night at Comerica Park. Got a ball game here. It would be fitting for this to be close. What was there, 8 games that were decided by 2 or less runs in a row?
In this ballpark between these two teams.
Going for 9.
Going for 9. And it looks like that's going to happen tonight. You don't want this to get to Jensen. You really don't want him to come up with 2-1 the way he's been swinging. Oh, that is a stormy changeup.
That's a good one there. Had a lot of ASR, as they call it in the biz, arm side run. Swung right over the top of it.
That ground ball rolls foul, thank goodness.
That was almost the excuse me right down the line. Because Howie Lee's playing way over in the hole and in, similar to where Colt Keith was playing when he made a nice play against Velasquez earlier in the ball game.
One, two. Tigers are going to have Torres, Lee, and Green coming up in the 8th to try to recapture the lead. And it looks like it's going to be Cruz, the hard-throwing 27-year-old right-hander for Kansas City. That streamlines in there, strike 3. Velasquez has a conversation with Chris Siegel, but does not challenge. Inning over.
Some people.
The Baltimore Orioles head to Comerica Park this Monday through Wednesday to take on the Tigers. It's a midweek matchup you don't want to miss. Visit tigers.com/tickets to secure your seats. And who could say no to that kind of postcard? Pastel sky here at Comerica Park. And a new pitcher for the Royals. It is Steven Cruz. He comes on to throw the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander has not had a fantastic season in terms of damage allowed. He's got an ERA sub 5, but righties and lefties both have had some innings against him.
He throws really hard, but he'll walk some people. That four-seamer will give up a homer on occasion. Best pitch for him has been his cutter.
Shank foul to the right side. 2 strikes on Gleyber Torres. Some defensive changes for Kansas City to add the speed that they had on the bases. Tolbert is in to play right. Lofton is the new second baseman. So you lose Massey's glove at second base, but Lofton certainly can play the position. Again, the one thing about this Kansas City team, other than the injuries to Garcia and Witt, among others, without Jack Caglione tonight, it feels like he's unavailable. They likely would have used him earlier. You lose that cannon of an arm in right field that can so easily turn a possible single late in the game into an out at the plate.
Right. Or that first to third situation. We've seen him cut people down. You know how the Tigers like to run.
Torres a chopper foul, third base side, and in a tight ball game. We saw it in that finale back in April when the Tigers came back to win 10-9. It was a Jack Caglione throw that made it a very close play at the plate on the Colt Keith walk-off into right field. 1-2 to Torres. Gleyber swings through a cutter. One away, and here's a message from Tiger Law.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, make Tiger Law your first call. Tiger Law. All we do is win.
Tremendous night at Comerica Park. We're tied at 3. The Royals and the Tigers. Bottom of the 8th inning. Hao-Yu Lee is the hitter, and the first one to him is tall.
And again, the Tigers find themselves leaning on some of the young talent that they brought up this year to try to get on base. If Hao-Yu Lee can get on for Riley, it'd be huge.
He's halfway there. It's the only ball game right now in Major League Baseball, and what a showcase for how tight this series has been the past couple of seasons. Crossfire again, 3-0 for Lee.
And you know Riley's happy. He's going to face a righty. Get a guy on. Let your all-star, your big dog Riley Green, get up to the plate with somebody on, do some damage.
3-1 on Lee. Ground ball up the middle, and Hao-Yu Lee will be on for Riley Green.
He just keeps doing it. Big spots coming up big for the Tigers. These are the type of matchups right here that you pay your admission for.
3-time All-Star Riley Green. 1 for 3 tonight. A ball to left, a ball to center, a ball to right. The ball to right was his hit, as Jensen will go through the scouting report with Cruz. But again, it is not the same scout as previous years have shown with Riley Green. High fastballs have gone a long way this year against Riley Green. So the 24 and 25 vintage don't have the same weakness as 26.
That's it. And the cutter's been his pitch against the lefties.
He got in on him. Ground ball to second. Lofton on the charge, and he'll throw out Riley Green. 1 pitch for the out, and now Dylan Dingler will bat. Lane Thomas in center, by the way, has a pretty good arm out there.
Comerica's tough if you're playing straight up. It gets deep out there. You play a little deeper than you normally would. With 2 outs, Hao-Yu Lee's going to be going on contact. And when you got Dylan Dingler, it's not like you can come in much.
No, that's right.
So all that to say, for Lane Thomas to throw out How You Lee would be a miracle on a base hit up the middle.
And to that point, the corners don't really have great arms.
No.
With Caglione not available, likely. That straight foul to the right side by Dingler.
Yeah, base knock should score him. That's where you got to work hard if you're at second base to get good secondary leads.
Dingler broke his bat, floating it to right field and foul.
Little bit at it. Try to make it a thing right over here. Little too much slice on the baseball.
You think about how much expanse of green grass is out there in center field and left center and right center. All it takes is for that little pellet to drop anywhere out there.
Now you're thinking like a hitter.
That's all.
So much green grass out there, it's gonna fall.
Dylan Dingler found some, and a Tigers lead all the way into the corner. The All-Star does it again. One of the best two-strike hitters in baseball gives the Tigers the lead right back. Now Kerry Carpenter trying to add on, and a foul ball, strike one.
After that little flare out to right that was just foul, he gets a cutter over the middle of the plate and puts a beautiful swing on that baseball. That's level through the zone. That's keeping your balance, your feet under you, not trying to do too much.
Dylan Dingler just does whatever you ask. Kansas City's going to have the top of the order coming. Jensen, Thomas, Pasquantino.
That's why I got the lefty Summers warming up in the bullpen. A couple lefties to face.
Kerry went out to get that fastball at 99. You do wonder if Kenley Jansen would even be available tonight, considering how much he's thrown. And Summers is the right guy to face the left-handers, but the righty Lane Thomas in the middle is the hot spot in that case.
For sure. He's made a living hitting left-handed pitching.
1-2 on Carpenter. You'd love to have another run here.
How about a little add-on? Do that thing you did before Dingler got his hit. That was nice. You were thinking like there were such positive vibes that you were setting, you were laying out there. I was like, oh yeah, there's so much grass. Look at it. It's a hard not to get a hit if you get it out there.
It's so inviting. Just on a lovely summer's day. The well-manicured lawn.
Poke that one foul.
Wrong direction.
Well, fair or foul?
Those are a couple of your choices. One and two.
You can tell Kerry just doesn't quite feel right at the plate, but he's battling. See all the marks on his bat, all those foul balls. He's doing what he can to try to make some solid contact here against a guy throwing upper 90s.
Chopper to first. Pasquantino caught in between. Look out. Dingler stops at third. The throw is in time to freeze him. That was awkward from moment one.
He didn't move his feet. He didn't come in and he didn't go back. He just got stuck in the mud right here. And he ends up getting a little in-between hop that he tried to backhand. And fortunate for the Royals here that when he did that, that ball did not go ejecto mode. It stayed right around Pasquantino so he could pick it up.
Matt Vierling's going to pinch run for Carpenter. Tigers will take another opportunity to drive home a run. Pasquantino's first move was no move.
That was his problem. Either come in hard. He started to go back, but then thought, that's going to take too long. And then by the time he decided to come in, it was too late. See, that first move was back, and then he goes, no, I can't wait that long. I got to come in. And he ends up in no man's land, same spot.
It's a great look at it. An indecisive move as Vierling is on at first, and the first pitch is inside to Torque. We get a challenge.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Ball one, strike one. Here it is. It's a ball.
The pitch is a ball. Kansas City has one challenge remaining.
This was a calm, serene, scoreless tie after 5. The sea has gotten choppy since then. 2-0 on Torque.
Yeah, he thought he liked it right out of the hand, then decided he did not. I'm glad he didn't make contact with that.
Wouldn't have gone very far. 2-1. Sky high. Middle infield. It's going to be the shortstop Velasquez coasting in to make the catch. 3 outs to get for the Tigers when we come back.
Little action from Dylan Dingler, the all-star, scored to go-ahead run for the Tigers. 4-3. 3 more outs.
It is 16-4.
Well, there was no score in this game up until the 6th inning, and then both squads started to put up some runs, and the Tigers found themselves down. James Outman with a big 2-out, 2-strike swing, and Dylan Dingler does it again with 2 strikes, a couple of big hits for the Tigers, and they find themselves up a run, guys. They'll look to hold on to that. We will break down everything that I just talked about and Troy Melton's day, Tigers starting pitcher, on Cure Auto post-game coming up as soon as this one goes final.
Let's hope that's really soon, like within the next couple of minutes. Drew Summers, our wall side windows pitching change. He is on. It's his first career save opportunity. And the young left-hander will face Jensen first. Left on left for Kansas City. And the first pitch is ball 1. And that is going to be the key to this inning, is strike throwing for Drew Summers.
That's it. Get in the zone. Make him hit it. He's got stuff that plays in the zone.
1-1. Breaking ball bent in sharply. 1-2.
It's a good combo right there. Get ahead with the strike on the outside corner. Come back with your good breaking pitch. Slider starts behind the batter, ends up on the outside edge.
Two and two. Worth mentioning, the Tigers are out of ABS challenges. Kansas City has 1 remaining for close pitches in a tense 9th.
This is that type of count. You just got to go get him. Get right in there and get after him. Don't try to get cute here.
Setup is outside by Dingler in the 2-2. He went right at him and he got him right in there. Strike 3.
When you got good stuff, You get those 2-2 counts. You don't want to go 3-2. There's no need. Just buries that sinker right down Broadway. Jensen's late. Now this matchup's a little different here. This guy's made a living hitting lefties.
Lane Thomas 0 for 4 tonight. First pitch. Outside, ball 1. Kyle Finnegan is loosening in the Tigers bullpen. Maybe for a possible Salvador Perez at bat. 2-0 on Thomas. I wonder if they'd think about hitting for Pasquantino. I know it's unconventional.
Starling Marte is the only guy he'd probably put in there.
He just hasn't done anything against left-handers all year. That's a batter from now. It's 3-1 for Thomas. Pasquantino this year is 12 for 78 with a .416 OPS against lefties. It's a walk to Thomas. Now, if they're going to bunt the guy who homered earlier after putting a pinch runner in, it's not like they're going to color outside the lines enough to pinch hit for Pasquantino.
Right. And you know this is a sinker or a slider away from being an end of a ball game. If he hits a ground ball over there to second base, that'll be it.
Ground ball, base hit right side. Pasquantino comes through. Wow, his 13th hit all year against a left-hander.
And it's, you know, the walks. Jason, we've talked about walks a lot. Then Spencer Torkelson has to cover first base. Then the ball's got a better chance of getting through. And that's one of the things that the Tigers preach out of the bullpen, out of starting pitchers. Try to get ahead in counts, no free passes.
It's going to have to be Kyle Finnegan, who was a closer for the Nationals before he came over last year at the trade deadline to join the Tigers. Drink it up. One-run game against the Royals yet again next.
At Allstate, what's important to you is important.
So Kyle Finnegan has been the guy to leave inherited runners this year. 92% across Major League Baseball. It's #1, tied with Tim Hill, the left-handed specialist for the Yankees. Kyle Finnegan needs to leave these 2 runners on. It's 2 on, 1 out, 9th inning, and Salvador Perez, who just tied for the Royals' career home run lead earlier this week. Been on base once with a 10-pitch walk in the first against Troy Melton tonight. He's been aggressive outside of that.
He likes to swing the bat. Tigers know that.
First one. Ball 1. First game of a 7-game homestand for the Tigers. Slow ground ball, first base. Torkelson goes to second to get 1. The pass to first is there. Double play. A bleeder ends the game. And in slow motion, the Tigers have a 4-3 victory.
Well, you could have asked me, what are the 20 different ways this ball game might end? It wouldn't have been a squibber to Torque, who ended up being around second base to start a double play that took eternity to turn. The ball was barely off the bat. Got it done. Comerica tonight. You see the little squibber there, and Torque's only play really here is to go to second. McGonigal's heads up enough to understand that we got a shot. That's a slow runner going down to first base. And Finnegan with the wherewithal to get over, cover the bag, stretch, get it done. Well, how easy would that have been for Finnegan not to cover first?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Heads up baseball right there.
And Torque going to get it to cut off a slow roller.
Yeah, because if that goes to second, there's no chance.
You get the out at first, and that's it. Absolutely. It's really well played by the Tigers defense. And for a team whose defense really let them down in May, it is nice to see that be the way they salt away a huge victory to start this homestand.
This was one of those games that did not feel like the Tigers were going to win. They sucked it up at about the 7th inning and on 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Got it done. All you care about right now is W's in that column. W's, W's, W's.
That was wild and wacky, but a win. That ball crawled to Torque. A toddler of a ground ball. But the Tigers win. For Denny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, Logan Reaver, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti saying farewell. Curado postgame. Daniela Bruce takes you through it next.
You see these